We're going to start with that breaking news out in Nairobi for you. Kenya's president has just addressed the nation, informing the country that he will not sign the 2024 finance bill, which was at the heart of Tuesday's deadly and chaotic protests in Nairobi. Have a listen.
Consequently, having reflected on the continuing conversation around the content of the Finance Bill 2024 and listening keenly to the people of Kenya who have said loudly that they want nothing to do with this Finance Bill 2024, I concede, and therefore I will not sign the 2024 Finance Bill, and it shall subsequently be withdrawn. And I have agreed with these members that that becomes our collective position.
Well, the comments come less than 24 hours after President William Ruto denounced the protesters as, quote, treasonous. At least 5 people were killed by police during those demonstrations on Tuesday. CNN's Larry Madowo has been right in the centre of these protests. He's live in Nairobi for us now. What do you make of what you have just heard in the last, 10, 15 minutes from President Ruto?
It's not clear what changed between President William Ruto's national address last night and this afternoon, because yesterday he was defiant. He said there were legitimate protesters, but that legitimate protesters had been infiltrated by treasonous criminals, which did not go down well with many Kenyans. And less than 24 hours later, he comes back and says, the people have spoken, they need to make more concessions, and therefore he is rejecting his own finance bill that was proposed by the executive that he is the head of, and that he thanked all the MPs around him. The people sitting around him are members of his own ruling party who defied the feelings of the people and went ahead and passed this finance bill while people were actively demonstrating against the bill outside Parliament. While people were getting killed outside Parliament, they went ahead and passed this bill and put it on the floor and put it on the seat of President William Ruto. And now he's saying, oh, you were right, and we will not be signing this bill. So there's already some defiance on social media, and people say it's too little too late, and some of them even threatening to still go ahead with the planned protests tomorrow. So that is the instant reaction and the feeling from people who feel that all of this could have been avoided. The people who died yesterday could have been saved if President Ruto on Sunday, like he said, would engage the young people, had made this move, Becky.
I was interested to hear a couple of things that he said. He said, it has become evident that the public demands more concessions. And because I run a government, but I also lead the people and the people have spoken, he said, I concede and therefore I'll not sign this bill. He went on to say the following: as a nation, we need to look to the future. As we have gotten rid of this bill, we now need a conversation as a nation about how we manage the affairs of the country together, manage the budget together. And at the beginning of this, he was alluding to the fact that he'd pulled the nation from the brink of debt, and how the nation sort of manages itself going forward. How would you expect that he effects that engagement now with what he described as the young people of Kenya?
So one of the immediate problems is going to be finding the leaders of this so-called movement, because none of the Gen Z generation that have been at the forefront of these protests wants to be identified as the leader, as the organizer of these protests. So that's one. But two, the background he started with his press conference is completely the right tone, because yes, Kenya has a debt problem, which he inherited from his predecessor, but he was number 2 in that government of Uhuru Kenyatta. He said that just last week, Kenya cleared the $2 billion Eurobond that's been hanging over the heads of the country. And so that's why he's pulled the country from the brink of debt distress. So that's also accurate. They were trying to raise about $2.6 billion through these extra tax measures in the finance bill. After public outcry, they cut it down to about $1.5 billion, and now that's been scrapped entirely. So he's got to find a different way to explain this to the people of Kenya, to talk to the people of Kenya, not talk at them. So far, in the entire public engagement process, President Ruto has not done what he's done this afternoon. Explain systematically, slowly, what he's trying to do and why he's going to do it this way and find a way around it. And now it's come a little too late in the game, and it's going to be a much difficult conversation to convince anyone after the events of the past few weeks, and especially the events of the past day.
Yeah, and we spoke just after the speech, and we talked about whether this is any longer about the finance bill or whether it has gone further than that. And there will be people who say that it is no longer about the finance bill. It is about whether they want President Ruto to run the country. More on that as we get to it. Larry, for the time being, thank you very much indeed for joining us.